My guest today is a lizard wrangler, a K-pop star.
Yeah.
And that's just two of his many credits. He's so multifaceted. He's a gifted stand-up, illustrator, co-host of Do You Need a Ride? He barks.
I know, I do. I've been doing a lot of sound effects.
Yeah, he can do, and he's a very popular voiceover artist as well. Chris Fairbanks is here.
They wanted to kick me out of the K-pop group because apparently everything I do makeup-wise has been offensive for people.
Makeup-wise?
I know.
What do you mean?
I thought it was because I was getting older.
No.
But the makeup I put on to make myself also look Korean is apparently backfired.
Oh,
so I might not be doing that anymore.
It used to be called cat eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've got.
Yeah. I'm like the male Eartha Kitt, I always said. So I am only a lizard wrangler voiceover artist now.
Well, I don't blame you.
The K-pop chapter is closed.
Okay, well, good to know. Chris, did you ever, when you were growing up in Montana, in the coal mines of Montana, in Missoula, did you know it's 87% white?
Oh, I would guess more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that why you left? Or is that why you stayed?
It's why I leave when I go back to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can handle a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But then it gets a little Caucasian. No, I love it. I love it there. But they obviously aren't considering the surrounding. I mean, Missoula is surrounded by reservations.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if it's Missoula County. Mm-hmm. Even then, it's probably that.
Did you think when you were a kid that you'd want to do stand-up or be an actor? What kind of led you down this path?
I didn't know that you could do that. I went to I went to school always assuming I would draw and paint. Mm-hmm. And I did. Worked in t-shirt shops and painted signs and windows and.
Your stuff is amazing, by the way. I love your illustrations.
Oh, thanks. I hate doing it. And then because it became like comedy, it's the same frustrations. Like, how do I get paid what I'm worth? Because my personality isn't going to demand it.
Right.
And I need to go to Under Earners Anonymous, which is a real thing.
Under Earners Anonymous?
Yeah, they teach you how to be assertive and go in demanding things.
Oh,
That's
love it.
how I'm trying to be now, which is why I started wearing glasses. Still haven't figured them out. But
I love Under Earners Anonymous. And what happens when you don't show up?
Right. They charge you. See?
Jesus.
You should be more like us. My dad was a radio guy that did bits. He played music, but also did songs. And I hadn't heard any of it until recently. I got a reel-to-reel player and listened to his reels from like the 60s and early 70s. And
amazing.
He was great at it.
And that was in Montana?
It was in Monterey, where I was born. So my dad went to art school in California, and my mom loved it in California, and we always were driving down from Montana, and I just assumed at some point I'll live in like San Diego or something. Before I knew it was just all surf Republicans that do MMA. No offense, do all of San Diego.
Oh, San Diego can kiss my ass.
Yeah, pucker up, buttercups. That's my new thing.
I like that.
Yeah, it's the new snowflake.
Because that San Diego is where I like to say, like, I did a set and I was just going on, and a woman heckles me. We're not all Republican, or no, she said we're not all Democrats.
Right.
That's her heckle. We're not all Democrats, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
What do I do now? Just switch and be an asshole?
Yeah, exactly. But why are you at comment? I always wonder that with super conservative people, what if they really truly enjoy movies and comedy and entertainment, where everyone dishing it out is a liberal person for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for like Nick DiPaolo, right?
Oh, probably.
Or like some are Republicans is what I'm saying. That wasn't a slight against him. He's just fiscally conservative.
I think Republicans are a lot like Germans in that they're not very funny.
Right. Yeah. So why would you go see comedy?
I don't know.
To heckle.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
To get some aggression out.
Yeah. Wait till this buttercup hears this one. I really want to get Buttercup off the ground. Anyway, my dad was a radio guy, so I knew that he sold jokes to some guys I'd never. But one of them was Sammy Shore. He sold like jokes,
wow,
which I didn't learn about till I started doing comedy.
Had your dad passed away by then?
No, he's still great. He's doing great. Yeah. Mom passed away. That's probably who you were thinking of. But
no, I was actually.
She's doing great too, though.
Even though she's dead.
I don't know.
I know when people
I don't believe in that.
When people say they're in a better place, I'd say they have to be, no matter where, even if it's just dirt.
Yeah.
Because this planet is burning.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, even if it's under the dirt. There's no burning down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chris, when you were saying that you didn't find out about all this, so your dad just didn't tell you that he was on the radio? Or
right. He had stories about the radio business, but didn't get that into it. I thought he'd just play music. And I didn't know that he was doing so many like noir sketches with full shoes in the gravel and all, and then like for that Play Misty for Me movie, Clint Eastwood came in and watched him do radio because he was
amazing.
It was in Carmel. And my dad was frustrated because he ignored everything he said. Like, he's putting a 15-minute reel on to go check to see if his girlfriend's getting murdered by the stalker. It's too small, and he has it backwards. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
So Clint Eastwood shadowed your dad because he had a radio show and played
Yeah.
for him.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah, he played a DJ and Play Misty for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is cool. I don't bring that up a lot. It's pretty cool, but I did have his support right away when I decided I was going to go do comedy. He was like, "Oh yeah, okay."
And
a lot of parents aren't.
He's funny too. He must be.
Oh, he's super funny. Yeah.
And so your father's radio show must have been really popular.
I think, yeah, as far as like a local, he'd cover, tennis and golf events in Monterey. And, it would be Clint Eastwood and the then delightful Bill Cosby. And he was like, kind of knew them. Uh-huh. It's funny, when there was some tennis thing in Monterey and my dad asked Bill Cosby, "Hey, how about a picture?" And I was with him. I was like tiny.
Wow.
And he just gave the camera to Bill Cosby and posed with me. And so we had a picture taken, but thank you. And
that's really funny.
Yeah, my dad was funny that way.
That's really funny.
So he had a photo that was taken by Bill Cosby, and he just laughed and took it. And that's, he did stuff like that.
That's really funny.
Yeah. He's
what
really
was the
funny.
show called?
Oh, I think it was, the station was called Kid FM, which I don't think is around anymore. Because I had a booker that lived in Monterey, and he's like, "I don't know what that is."
Oh, okay.
But the guy, his partner, stayed in radio and was kind of a known name.
Yeah.
Dave Bennett, I think was his name. But yeah, it was such a brief, all these stories about the radio business, it was just like 5 years of his life. And then he's like, "Well, I got these kids, we should go back to Montana."
Oh, no.
So that we could be around their grandparents. 2 sets of very grumpy, scary people.
Oh,
so
hell.
I could have, no offense, I don't think I would have grown up with the same brain, though, if I
We're in California.
stayed in Monterey. Monterey, it's like I'd be doing glass dolphin sculptures.
Yeah.
Or be the painter of light.
Right, that's true.
Thomas Kincaid type guy.
Yeah.
There's like just bad art galleries there. Take that, Monterey.
I know. You'd be in every dentist office across the country.
Yeah.
What? Wait, so Chris, I still have to go back to this. So your dad thought that Clint Eastwood wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, he'd watched the movie hoping he looked like mechanically that he had been around radio equipment.
I see.
And my dad was the only person that noticed maybe he wasn't a professional DJ, which wasn't really the thrust of the movie anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay, but at the time, your dad thought that Clint was really picking up on everything.
Yeah.
And saying, okay, yeah.
They went to watch the movie. He's like, "That's the wrong button!" Yelling in a theater.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Damn, I love that.
And I think they're pals, but then he didn't like him after he did that empty chair thing.
Yeah. I think that when you're really wealthy and famous, you can't get really solid criticism. You can't have anybody say, "Let's go through this first."
Yeah,
You're just going to do it on live TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know at what level he shadowed him, or even if it's true. My dad's a notorious liar.
I believe it 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But I went to a party with some friends, and we were drunk, all these skater pals, and I was trying on some lady's shoe. The woman that lived there, I was like trying on her clothes, and I think I broke a lamp, and she's like, "Get out of here, you drunk idiots." Then she put an ad in the personals in a paper, like saying, "Hey, my mom found it." She's like, "I kicked you out of my party. You had leopard hair. I dyed leopard spots in my hair."
Wow.
She's like, "Do you want to start doing improv comedy?" Which I didn't even know. But there's a phone number. I called her, and she's like, whose line is it anyway? And I was like, "Oh, I love that. I could do that." And so that's kind of how it started. This personals ad that said, "I kicked you out of my party."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I never would have thought that would happen.
Me either.
I thought that it would be like, "Hey, bring back my stuff. You owe me money for the lamp."
Right.
But instead, well, that's a cool woman to do that.
She's the coolest. So yeah, Eva Gilliam kind of started my comedy career. Yeah. And
Eva, that was really sweet of you.
Yeah. And she went on, she was for over a decade teaching improv in like the Congo. Very impressive person. Living in the Congo. It's kind of a volatile place to live.
Gee, yeah, I would think
teaching improv. Yeah, like, short form. It was a lot of freeze tag, but, it's not like Harold's and, I don't know. I'm not into the short form stuff where everyone wears a bow tie and wears a white matching shirt.
Yes, and
clapping, a lot of clapping. But that's how it started.
Chris, so what is a perfect day for Chris Fairbanks?
I've been thinking about that a lot because I watched a movie that was kind of like Groundhog Day, a movie that's out now called Omni Loop, and every day was the same. Mm-hmm. But she could decide to do other things. And I'm like, wait, that's kind of what I do. I wake up in the same place. I skateboard early in the morning, half the week. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to sound really lazy. I've been really a man of leisure lately. Mm-hmm. I'm embarrassed by how much I golf.
What's wrong with that?
It's just in history, golf means a certain type of person.
Retired?
Or,
wealthy?
Yeah, or I
Get beaten by your wife with a golf club?
Exactly. You said it. I didn't. It was on the tip of my tongue.
It was coming.
Yeah. But I've been still doing stand-up.
I think you do a lot.
And improv and still doing some art stuff.
And do you need a ride and you do stand-up. That's a lot.
It is enough. Something happened during this quarantine thing where nothing was expected of any of us.
Yeah.
I had these like soprano, like gray wings that I was looking forward to. Like I was slicking it back and I'm like, oh, they really are standing out. And it all my gray hair went away. I was like, have nothing expected of me I was thriving during that COVID thing. I was just like, got so happy.
I know, it is nice.
And I started doing more art and tinkering and, but I became a real shut-in. And I kind of haven't shaken that now, especially now that I'm not drinking. I'm like, well, I better just stay in.
Oh, why did you stop drinking?
Oh, we all should, I suppose.
Really?
Yeah, that thing that within one sip makes you have fun. I know. I am on the fence with the whole thing.
Like, all right, well, first of all, this is how environmentally, climate friendly I am. I'm still drunk from the night before.
Oh, I love drinking, and I was drunk most days. No one really knew, because I'm one of those people that can have a handle of whiskey and no one knows that I'm drunk, even cops that pulled me over. I've never been in trouble for it.
Are you kidding?
But I was dying. I couldn't swallow food. It would get stuck in my chest.
Wow.
So I'd have to either leave a restaurant and jump up and down off a curb, or diarrhea for 20 years, depression. I was quick to anger, and it kind of all went away when I tried this diet with my girlfriend Suna. We were like, this Whole30 diet requires you not to drink for a month. Uh-huh. And the food is all healthy. You know, you see, like, of course I'm going to feel better. But I felt like a different person. And I noticed I wasn't sore, all my arthritis, because I got a fake hip. It all went away.
Jeez.
So I was like, well, I can't. I'm going to give it like a few more weeks. I'm going to keep not drinking. It just turned into coming up on a couple years now. So.
And you were able to do this without going to AA?
Yeah, because it wasn't like, I have a problem. I was already kind of weaning off. Because that's what I did during quarantine.
No, I ask because this is as boring as someone who's in AA.
I'm about to read some bumper stickers that I have in my car. One day at a time, not the show. God grant me the serenity to not be so boring on this podcast. And love it or leave it.
Not at all.
A little illustration of a guy pouring out his beer. Yeah, maybe I've always said, so it doesn't sound like I'm preaching, I will drink again one day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Start with wine, and God, I'll be fun. I always wanted to do that with Henry Phillips. You know how they did those behind the music biographies where there's like, yeah, it was a downward spiral after that first album. He really started drinking. But all the archival footage is like just having fun with a lampshade on his head and girls everywhere. And you're just watching like, yeah, this is all great stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's when he started sleeping with beautiful women almost every night. It really got bad. And then came all the money, just everything. Just partying and the fancy cars. It's like, wait, what? Why quit? But yeah, I haven't seen a change. I thought it would like, my career will go through the roof because I'll be so cognitively aware of things. But now I've just kind of stayed at home more. Yeah,
you know, the people that we would never assume, even celebrities that were always on something. Like Peter Lorre was on morphine constantly.
During House or during the comedy days? Always.
Did I say Peter Lorre?
I said Hugh Laurie, but I didn't say it out loud. Peter Lorre, he's a seasoning salt guy, right?
Nope. He is.
Lowry.
He was in M. He was a very famous character actor. He was in probably in a lot of horror films, or not horror films, but just an amazing actor. And he apparently scheduled his movie day, his shooting days around getting morphine shots.
Wow.
And everything. Yeah.
So he was like an old school, like 40s, 50s actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I was reading this thing about he was friends with Vincent Price, and they were at Bela Lugosi's funeral. And then Peter Lorre says to Vincent Price, "Should we stake him just to be sure?"
Oh, that's so great.
And then so they were laughing, and then people were looking around like, "How could you laugh at a funeral?" But I don't know.
No, oh my God. There's nowhere I have laughed more than at funerals. I mean, if that's not how you deal with death.
Yeah, true.
I just remember when my grandparents died, I had both uncles rolling because I was doing the inner dialogue of there was taxidermy. We were in this reservation town that had like all this taxidermy in a bar, and I couldn't stop joking. My sister and I killed at my mom's funeral. Jokes. Yeah, it was like, if you can't, that's the place to laugh, right? Mm-hmm. I cry at weddings, though. Sad, not happy for you.
Yeah.
Goodbye forever. Just kidding. I thought it was a joke. Oh, good.
You got to get going?
Well, nope, that's someone else's phone.
Time to take a drink.
It's not my phone.
I went to a wedding with Jeremy Kramer, and it was really a beautiful wedding, and he cheered up, and we decided it was because he was invited. He never gets invited to things.
Wait,
so
how?
He was really touched.
Jeremy Kramer did the marijuana logs I haven't heard of him for a while. Didn't he do that thing with Arch Barker and Doug and the weed monologues?
I think he was sick for a while. I mean,
okay.
he's better now. Yeah.
Oh, good.
He had cancer, and now he's.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I mean, not
because he's brilliant. Yeah.
Better, great. Cancer,
yeah.
great.
He's
Even
hilarious.
better.
Oh, I know. Got through it.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I I love laughing at funerals, but it's also out of discomfort. I don't know what happens.
I know
when we die.
A little nervous. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I've said this before on the podcast, but I had a brain aneurysm and I died for a few seconds, and there's nothing. I just might as well.
Not even a bright light. Maybe you have to die for a little longer.
Well, a friend of mine who's very religious said that there's nothing for me, and I believe that that's true.
Oh. Well, at least you got that sneak peek.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that's scary. I didn't know you. I know you were having health problems, but that is awful. Well, you're back.
I know.
You look great.
I think so too.
You feel good?
You bet.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Chris, tell me your worst stand-up gig, which sometimes I think is even the best when it's so awful you can't believe it.
I'm doing some cookie ASMR.
Okay. Coffee.
My worst stand-up gig? Mm-hmm. I did a private gig in Houston at the Addison Improv where I didn't know. I just got hired to work there. I was all excited, and it was like a Christmas party for a mortgage loan company.
Oof.
And they asked me to do an impression of their boss. They gave me like his jacket and just said, just start firing everyone and wear this jacket. And he has a Texas accent. I'm like, so I just put on the coat and I got really nervous. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I agreed to do this. And I reached in the pocket and there was women's underwear in the pocket.
Fantastic.
And so I jokingly said, that's my secretary's. It was in real life his secretary's underwear. And the wife was there and she knew it and she left like, you son of a bitch. And it was like Christmas, private party.
Amazing.
And I got blamed for everything. I never was back at that comedy club. I think they
fantastic.
Yeah, went that terribly. But that's not the worst gig, though.
And that's how you started it.
I mean, I got punched after a show in Tulsa. Yeah, a guy actually came, an old man. It was slow motion. I let it happen, but he was so upset.
About what?
I had a no war for oil sign on. It was my girlfriend's car at the time. I didn't know this sign. I wonder why everyone's flipping me off as I entered Oklahoma. And this guy, after the show, he was even like saying, that was fun. You were weird. I like your style. Like he liked my comedy. He saw that sign and we started arguing about the troops. It was a very early 2000s argument. And then I said something like, I can't remember what I said, but
you don't agree with people being killed for oil,
right? Yeah,
something like
refer
that.
to the sign, sir. And then he did kind of slow motion. It was more of like a push. He was so weak that his fist hit my face, and then he pushed me off balance. But it affected me. I was like, oh man.
Now you can't come unless that happens, right?
Exactly. I've not jizzed that much since. So, but I have to be in a parking lot. It has to be in Oklahoma. There's too many stars to align.
I have to walk into a punch myself to get it going. You know,
hire an old man, borrow my ex-girlfriend's car. It's just too many. Otherwise, I'm like an empty windsock down there. Just nothing going on. Till that old man rears his ugly fist.
It's got to be the slow punch.
Yeah. That's the troops I need support on. Get over here, old timer. Your joke where the guy wanted rough sex and you went. I like butchering people's material in front of them, and I like abbreviating it. And you overextended and ended up accidentally hitting the guy behind him. That's a good.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah. So get it? The guy having sex with her had a guy, but it was like a threesome situation.
Well, all right. Let me just say it the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, thank you. Would you please?
I was sleeping with this guy. Okay. He was on top of me. He asked me to hit him, naturally, I'm at a disadvantage, and I've got really long arms. But I tried, and I swang, and I missed his face completely and hit the guy behind him.
I swear that's how I told it.
Wait, you told it better. It was a lot funnier when you said it.
No.
Because now I can't
You know
remember.
what brings it all the way home?
What?
Missed his face completely.
Okay.
Because people are going to think, when I first saw you do it, I thought, her forearm is going to hit his head or something unfunny but realistic. And it's such a surprise that there's a guy behind him. So let me break down. I like to dissect jokes after they happen just to cool the room.
Chris, I love you for even remembering it, and thank you.
Oh, it's a great one.
Are you on the road a lot? I mean, I know you say you like to stay home, but you've got stuff coming up too. But
I booked some stuff today, actually.
Where are you going?
Milwaukee, Boise, Seattle.
Jeez, that's a lot.
And I'm going to Seattle soon to do a corporate thing.
Wow.
With some AI money people.
Fantastic.
And I agreed to do too many things. I've done this before where they're like, hey, in addition to doing stand-up, can you also host the raffle? And we're doing like a video game. Like I did this environmentalist thing, these folks that get on, because I love what they do, they get on boats and pull tons of plastic out of the ocean. And
I would do that too.
Yeah, but I showed up at this thing and they're all partying and trying to get laid. And I'm doing this mock game show. Who wants to be a trash collector? There's buttons. And I had to like keep tally of all those scores. And I was so stressed out. I'm like, stand up only. And
That's amazing.
I've done it again. I agreed to host this panel of a serious discussion, and I don't even know anything about AI.
Is it the same place?
It might as well be about crypto. No, it's complete. That was a decade ago, the plastic thing. But hopefully, I just want to do the stand-up part.
Yeah.
But I say yes to things. Well, I'm going to be there anyway. Might as well make a fool of myself and then do stand-up.
Well, I think too, I mean, with that, like the obvious thing is if it bombs, you just say, well, was that me or was it the artificial intelligence?
Right.
Chip,
And,
blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
and then do my best robot off stage. I swear I really am Chris Meepzorp Fairbanks. And then 2 weeks. I don't know how I'll do that. But yeah, I thought about that. Like making my face shiny like the Duracell ad people.
Yeah.
And just doing the whole like Ron Lynch.
Got to get the old man again.
Yeah. Hi, I'm tonight's main event, the comedy. Because it would be fun. But I'm like, do I want to do that for a whole hour?
No.
You know, so I might do that. I don't know.
So what is the dumbest thing you've ever invested in?
I'm so bad. I haven't even the money I have in savings, I know with a phone call, I can go online, move it, and have that pay me $100 extra a month. No, I just have it sitting there in a traditional 80s style savings account. I'm never invested anything.
I didn't even know you could do that. What do you mean you could make a call and you mean selling mushrooms or?
No, like a different type of bank account where you actually
Have interest?
Earn interest.
I didn't even know there was such a thing anymore.
Yeah, there is.
I'm really terrible with money too.
That's why I'm horrified by crypto. Someone told me I should make these, what is an NFT, non-fungible token, tiny painting. I still don't know what it is. I mean, are we literally talking about a fingernail-sized painting?
Wow, I have no idea.
There was a guy I did a show in San Francisco. This guy was there for an NFT conference, and he's like, you could make millions making little pieces of art that you sell. I still don't know what it is. If someone starts describing that or talks about AI in a usable way or cryptocurrency, their audio drowns out and a high-pitched ring tendonitis overtakes my ears, and I just stare at them trying to act human. Well, I'm like, when is this going to stop?
Yeah.
So I haven't even really given it a chance. There was people in Austin that had invested in Dell when it was a public company.
Oh, yeah.
And now they didn't work for Dell, but they got a Lamborghini and they live out at the Domain. There's people that are willing to take that risk, whereas I won't even play roulette.
Yeah. Oh, you won't?
I do not gamble. I think that's the thing. Crypto is a version of gambling, and I'm not willing to even put 20 on black or red.
Yeah.
It's not a color thing.
Yeah.
I just I'm not lucky. Or I don't think, I've never even plugged in a USB cord correctly the first try.
So African Americans, Native Americans.
Black, like on a red and black, the actual color.
Red.
Think of a chess table. Get people out of it.
Okay.
Or checkers if you're dumb. I'm more of a checkers guy myself. That's why I don't do crypto.
Sure.
I've never been a chess person. I'm more of a checkers guy. I'm so embarrassed. I have to admit something. I don't even know. I know that the denomination or the worth of a card, for a while it's numbers. Mm-hmm. But once it gets into queens and kings and jacks, I'm really not sure.
They're all
I confuse
10.
it with mattress size. I really don't know. Is a queen bigger than a king?
No,
I've never.
Unless they are in poker, but in blackjack, they're all 10.
That's how little I know. I
Except
literally
ace.
have never even played a single game of cards.
Oh, really?
Even in a cabin where everyone else is doing it, I'll go play with a puzzle missing 5 pieces before I've never held a deck. I've never shuffled. But is this your card? It's all like a weird.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's all one
That
weird.
was a long con.
I know.
Good God. Chris Fairbanks,
Sorry.
you son of a...
That was it's supposed to dip exactly into your coffee. I don't know how to play poker.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I am curious, though. I want to learn.
Yeah.
But do you smoke pot still?
I'm trying to get into it because I got to do something to make up for not drinking.
Yeah.
There are certain edibles I've taken that are like, oh, I want to have conversations and hang out at like social strains of weed.
Yeah.
And I got to figure out which ones they are. So I think that's the key to me partying again. Mm-hmm. And I'll still do rowdy powder and coke, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm not like a weirdo. But no more booze.
Yeah.
Bad for my guts.
Yeah. I think I stopped doing coke. Well, I was in a spot to do it all the time because I was in Boston and doing stand-up, in the 90s. And everybody did coke backstage and then and drank.
Uncle Larry Leary. I don't know. I'm thinking of Boston
that's
comics.
so funny. He was actually my comedy teacher, but I think
Who was?
Dennis Leary.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But I think I'm funny anyway. When there was Coke, there was always like a Coke and a like a huge cooler of beer and everything in Boston. And this was at Stitches, which doesn't exist anymore. So I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And it was fine with everybody. And I just thought, man, everybody. Well, it was Kenny Rogerson and Don Gavin, all these guys, and I was so afraid. I mean, but they would do all this stuff and then go right on stage.
Oh, right.
And they're hilarious. And I was so afraid to do any of it because I thought, I'm so nervous as it is.
Right. Yeah. Well, my biggest fear is what if it does make me funnier?
Yeah. Then you got to do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I did a show on ketamine, but the audience was also on ketamine. And I was like, I better not do that again because I just killed.
Where were you?
Oh, at an EDM music fest. I knew
Damn.
But the curious thing about that, it seems like you're doing the cocaine, which again, I haven't done it in years. But I was happy for like 3 weeks.
Shit.
I'm like, that's weird. I've been in a good mood. And then later I find out it's like a form of therapy. People do ketamine and
that's not
in wafer form, microdosing it.
Okay.
I snorted the hell out of it, but it still worked.
So, but that's not the same as like when people say they get in a K-hole and can't move.
Yes.
Oh, that's ketamine?
And I was with some experienced ketamine people, and when they saw me going down the hole, which was just me kind of looking at my hand, they'd shake me and go, hey, avoid the K-hole. And I'm like, it's a thing? Okay. And I'd snap out of it. You just don't want to fully relax.
That was
but I don't know if that's real.
Nickname in high school. Now, do you... See, I'm afraid. I would be afraid because my
What's
friends...
the name of your street again? Oh, we can't do that. I was like, say that was my nickname in high school. You did, I don't know.
Chris,
whatever your street is called, it sounds like someone that has sex with a lot of elderly people. So that's just for you too. We can't mention it's like called the old Splitter Avenue or something. Yeah, whatever. Sounds like a guy that fucking takes it home to grandma.
Oh, man.
Oh, nuts. Anyway, ketamine. Maybe I am in a hole.
You are. You're welcome to the K-hole.
Yeah.
I just happen to be hosting it. Now, listen, I've been afraid of that because a friend of mine, Chris, said he was at a club dancing and wound up under the steps. And this was in New York on ketamine.
Wow.
Because it's a horse tranquilizer, right?
Right. But with people, it doesn't make you tranquil.
Oh.
It doesn't.
It just makes you happy.
Yeah. I remember I had to fly with this cat. I was taking the cat out of the state, and they did a blood test to make sure that the cat was the right type of blood to sedate.
Oh.
And I'm like, what's that even mean? Well, it can be bad for some cats. And then they called and said, oh, you can fly with your cat. He's healthy. He has AIDS, and I was like, what? I'm like, yeah, feline AIDS. Don't worry about it.
FIV.
But AIDS to us is like a big deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, I sedated the cat, and he went nuts. He ripped out of the carrier. He got superhuman strength while we're flying. He ripped. I looked down, and his face is coming out of the mesh, and he started walking up and down the hallway.
No!
Hissing at people. Well, the cat whispered meowed like,
oh no.
But to new people, they were like, this cat's crazy. And everyone's like, that cat has AIDS. The word had gotten out. I mentioned that the cat had feline AIDS. So it's just this AIDS cat loose on a plane and was losing his mind. But that was because of the sedatives. So some cats went. It made my cat go crazy.
I'd like to know how the word got out that he had AIDS.
Well, I told this lady.
You son of a bitch.
I was like, as we got on, I'm like, all aboard, AIDS cat coming through. We had some margaritas. I was supposed to paint her house in Catalina. Anyway, she squealed, and then the whole plane knew about the AIDS cat. Like a scene from Airplane. Oh, that was Abdul-Jabbar, not magic. Whatever. The point is,
the movie AIDS
the cat, I dropped it off at my dad's, and it died within weeks.
No.
Yeah, what a dick. Hey, Dad, I got you a new cat. And it's just...
You're kidding.
Yeah.
So then it was maybe it overdosed, or it was too much of a strong dose?
They couldn't figure it out. Oh, it was more like months.
Okay.
But it sucked to bring... His cat had passed away. It was an all-black kitty. I'm like, I have an all-black kitty, and I can't live with it where I'm at. I'll bring this cat to my dad. That was the thing. And then immediately was sick. And he had to give it injections. I'm like, I hope you're enjoying the cat. Oh, God. I should apologize for that.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm fun.
Yeah, I know that you're fun.
I'm fun at parties.
Yeah.
Once I get into my cat bits, woo.
Jeez.
Don't get started on death and animals.
Do you have cats now? Cats or dogs?
No. I don't want to set myself up for the loss.
I hear.
But I do want a cat.
Adopt a cat. Adopt two.
Oh, for sure.
You're going to kill them anyway.
Oh, I've been window shopping. I follow several people that foster cats.
Okay.
I just haven't found any that aren't, googly-eyed uggos. It's got to be a perfect cat. Symmetrical face, big ears, and it's got to be Maine Coon, which is a breed.
Here we go again.
I meant
fucking go
like
again.
Checkers. Maine Coon's a big cat. Have you seen them? They're
They're
big.
beautiful.
And
I love them.
They act like a wild animal. They're so cool. Big paws.
I love cats.
I do too.
And dogs.
Yeah, I do too. I'm way into dogs now.
Oh no, that's right. You were saying you were about to get a dog, or wait, does Suna have a dog?
Yeah, and that dog is really. I'm like, oh, I get it. I used to like love with conditions, but the unconditional kind's pretty good too.
Oh, sure.
Where dogs are like, I love you, and they love everyone.
Yeah.
That used to bother me. I'm like, you're desperate.
Really?
Cats are like, I kind of like how they're. Well, it really kind of mirrors how I've been with a lot of relationships. I'd like, if I know they're going to leave, I get more attracted to them. And I think with cats, it's like, They always do that where they're like, well, why don't you fuck off all week? I'm going through a thing, and it's like, oh, man, I love cats. But dogs are like, you can trust me. I'll always be here. I'm like, you're fucking...
You have issues with commitment, huh?
I guess so. Or maybe it's because I keep fucking dogs and cats.
Oh, jeez.
I think as a kid, I did a lot of door-to-door sales, knives, coupon books, Amway for a while. I got bit by so many fucking dogs, and my mom was always like, oh, any dog is just going to rip your face off, so get ready, because they'll turn on a dime. And that was all the stories I paid attention to, is people getting...
I'm trying to imagine you in Montana selling Amway door to door. How old were you?
I didn't do it that long, but the knife thing I did do for a while.
What type?
17.
Cutco.
Cutco.
What?
Yeah. I had the whole spiel, thermal resin handle, nickel rivets, ergonomic design, double D edge, which you can send back to Olean, New York, free of charge. They'll sharpen it or give you a new knife. Now, what can I do? Let's get your best knife out of the kitchen. This was a big one.
Yeah.
And then they'd pull out like a wooden handled knife. And I'm like, well, that's the problem. These wooden handles are outlawed in 38 states for restaurant use because of salmonella. You got to get new knives. I'd make sure that their knives could maybe threaten the livelihood of these brass rivets. Look at this. The knife could... One time I just started tapping my hand and bleeding during a sale, and they had to kick me out of the house because I wanted to show them how sharp Cutco was. I'm like, I'm barely look how sharp it is, and I was bleeding. I'm like, I thought that would work.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't thrive.
I love that. Did you go to your next sale with a bloody hand?
I did like one sale a week. It's one of those, like Amway, they're like, okay, give us a list of 10 people you know, and you have to go to your parents, friends, and family
and
try and sell, because I'm a kid.
Was it like candy bars? Your parents just bought 10 knives?
Right. Yeah. No, they did. But so if I had any sale, it's because they felt bad for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I knew to wear an ill-fitted suit. And like, feeling bad for me was kind of how I sold them.
Yeah.
And
even today.
Yeah. Even these days. Oh, 2 different shoes. I guess he was pretty good at stand-up. But yeah, pretty soon when you keep getting referrals and then ask those people, who do you think? Can you give me a list of people that might be interested in Cutco? And they'd write off their family members and friends just to get you out of the house. Yeah. Pretty soon you're at the mall and your own grandparents are hiding from you because they think you're going to sell them knives. I'm like, this is not good for my street cred.
Can you imagine selling knives today?
Oh, God, no. Or anything.
Yeah. Or maybe even, it seems like we could sell guns door to door. Since we love them, we're never going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I think I could be a good gun salesman. It's like list all the... Just lock this up and have it. It'll make you feel better. But don't ever touch it. That's when they become a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it in the box.
Kids like these, but don't let... Well, here, let me show your kid how to use it. Just so he doesn't do it again. Or she.
Yeah. Yeah, the guns are a problem. I have one. I just wanted it out of my dad's house. So now I have it.
Really?
It's a tiny pistol.
I'm really... Well... You know, I have my whole bit. My mom has guns all over her house because she married a sheriff. And then when he passed away, there was a gun in every room. So I'm afraid to be, my thing is I'm afraid to be in a room with a gun because I don't know if I could resist the urge to clean it.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, things are sad.
I know that's what's been good about this gun. I've discovered like I can keep it right under my bed and I haven't thought once about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I don't get that sad.
Yeah.
I still haven't pulled it out of the box. It's never been used.
Chris, do you remember, though, when you were growing up and you heard that you believed that somebody had accidentally killed themselves by cleaning a gun?
Yeah.
Oh, they were cleaning the gun. You don't think that? Yeah. No, they were just cleaning it and it went off. Really?
Every one of those stories is false.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no one's ever cleaned a gun.
Because you would really have to position it in a certain way and have the trigger. You'd have to be cleaning the trigger and pointing it at yourself, right?
Yeah. No one, let me square. Yeah, there's not, that didn't need any mime work. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. One time my grandma, there's a couple times she had a broken nose, and I was like, how'd you break your nose? And the first time she was like, oh, I stepped on a rake and it hit me in the face. Mm-hmm. And then later in life, she's used the same excuse. I'm like, my grandma stepped on 2 rakes and then broke her nose. And then I realized later in life, I'm like, wait a minute, my weird grandpa or uncle they were punching my grandma. It just hit me one day. She wasn't stepping on rakes. We got to ask more questions.
Exactly.
I was just cleaning your grandpa. you pull on an old man's dick, it's like a trigger for their fist. I don't like anything I've said on here. I was cleaning your grandpa and he just went off on me. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, therapy can be fun. Tears of joy.
Oh, damn you.
She's a nice lady.
Chris Fairbanks, you funny son of a gun. Of a gun.
Grandson of a gun.
You grandson of a gun. Good Lord. Hey, Chris, I remember a while back I was asking you about Fairbanks. Your mom thinks, is it your mom or your dad that thinks that maybe someone was related to Douglas Fairbanks Jr.? Or is it a fact?
My dad's mom always said all Fairbanks are related to this Jonathan Fairbanks guy that just put his penis in everyone and made a lot of people. And I have since learned, like, anyone that is related to a Fairbanks, they do have some ties to Minnesota. And we all got one glazed over eye and a sugary foot. I'm like, hello, old cousin. Anyone named Fairbanks? I'm just like, I have a brother. And but Douglas Fairbanks was a stage name. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like Douglas Jenkins or whatever. But it was a family name.
Oh, okay.
So I'm right, but like his mom's maiden name. So there was a vice president to Roosevelt, I think, named Fairbanks, who went to Alaska and named a town. Can't remember what he called it.
Anchorage.
Yeah, he named Anchorage. But yeah, no, the guy that named Fairbanks, Alaska is related to me. And that's a vice president. So
that's
I got
amazing.
that coursing through my...
Have you ever done stand-up in Alaska?
No. I should go there.
It's a blast because everybody first of all, I did Fairbanks College, 100 years ago when I was basically college aged. And then I did I was in Anchorage. But I think that the people are so glad that you made it there. They're very welcoming.
Like a USO tour on a good night or something. Yeah. Just a bunch of men with beard covered in fish scales. Loving every minute of it.
I remember when we flew in on a small plane and I watched 2 people walk right into a brick wall and fall over in the afternoon.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Just because of booze or?
Yep.
There's no optometrists up there.
No, maybe there are no optometrists.
They were just jogging. Double eye patched. Yeah, I got to go up there. I felt that a little bit. I did a little comedy festival in Bozeman 2 weeks ago.
Oh, great.
And
by that I mean, so what?
It was, I'm just bragging. Beautiful country.
Is it big sky country?
It is. The sky is bigger, and I don't know why, but it truly is.
How did they think of that?
You'd think it'd be smaller because there's mountains in the horizon that go up higher, so you'd think the sky would be smaller. It's bigger.
You know what? I would have spent 5 more minutes on thinking of something better than big sky country.
Yeah.
I'd say given
it's real.
Dirt country, no. Mountain country, no. Big sky.
Yeah. Come on. But when you go there, you're like, the sky is big.
Oh.
When I go back, I'm like, what is up with this? Is it an optical illusion? Is the Earth not truly round?
Oh.
Or is it round but then extra, like convex? Like Montana might be like a pimple on the Earth. So that would make the horizon.
Oh, I see. I've never been there, so what the hell am I talking about? Okay.
Right, and we both know the world's flat.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to Livingston, this town that Rich Hall lives there now, and so he was on some shows, and that was kind of cool. And the people in that town were so excited to have comedy that it felt like Alaska. I think when you're in a small town, they just appreciate that you're there.
Yeah.
And you see a bunch of beards and people wearing camouflage or Carhartt, or they all show up on snowmobiles.
Wow.
I judge that a little. I'm like, oh, great. They're all going to be hillbillies or something. But they were so excited. And it was one of the best shows I've ever done. So I keep...
Amazing.
It's experiences like that make me like, okay, I do want to go out into America and go to these red dot towns and make some guy without sleeves laugh.
There you go. You can do it, too.
I could do it.
Damn it, Chris.
But will I? No, I will. I will. I like doing stand-up. Do you still like it a lot?
I do. I like it. I think I like it more now. I feel like, I kind of took a 20-year hiatus, to earn a living. And then, writing for other people and so forth.
Good shows. You've done a good job.
Thank you. And now I love it again. I mean, I think it's really fun because there are no stakes.
Yeah.
I mean, what does anybody have one brain aneurysm? No, I'm going to have a second one. That's going to be it. So my days are numbered anyway. So what the hell do I care if I bomb or not, right?
Well, that's a healthy way of looking at it, I guess.
You. Yeah.
Because I think in a way you have to hit some, I feel like my career kind of went away or I just have ignored it. I'm like, I'm going to have a midlife crisis and skateboard and golf. And I've seen my career, it makes sense that it kind of was at a standstill. And so now I'm like, well, let me just do it for fun. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm better than I was.
Yeah, because you write, I feel like I've written more.
Well, I finish my sentences and my brain works better now.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've started taking little bits of Adderall. It's a weird way to find out that you had ADHD. When you go to recreationally take the medication and it's like, oh, weird, I feel normal. Fuck, I have the thing. What is this stuff called again? And that has made me at least finish my sentences. Mm-hmm. I used to do stand-up and go, I probably still do, where you don't finish a thought and then you go to another thing, and that became my style. Mm-hmm. But then I'd watch myself and I'm like, what the fuck am I even saying? I didn't even finish my thought.
But you're so funny all the way through. I think people are like, oh, okay, he's just quick, thinking quickly and going from thing to thing.
Yeah, I get like in a Robin Williams-y way, but that used to make me nervous. I mean, I know he died, whatever. I loved that guy, but the stand-up made me nervous when it was like,
oh, it did. Well,
yeah.
I actually worked with him on the last show he did called The Crazy Ones. And he was a sweetheart.
Of course. That's all we've heard. Yeah.
And then when he passed away, I called the head writers and said, hey, it wasn't your fault.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's sweet.
Yeah, because the show's about to get canceled.
Oh.
But anywho.
Are you talking about Goodwill? I get it. It takes me a minute.
You're so funny. No, it was called The Crazy Ones. He was an ad exec. But anyway, you didn't see it. You didn't watch it. You love him so fucking much you didn't watch it.
I
didn't either, and I was there.
I feel bad for even it's just frenetic. Anyone that anyone's ever compared me to, I watch their stand up, and I'm like, oh, I gotta change.
Right, because
I'm a spat. I gotta.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta reel this in a little. And I think that
You can say spaz on this show.
Yeah, is that okay? I don't know. Depends on what part of town you're in. But I'm less of a spaz these days.
I love you to pieces. Now, where are you going to be?
Thanks.
Where do people find you, I should say? Where do you go?
Just go to my website's the way to go as far as scheduling.
You have, do you have 28,000 followers? Is that Instagram? Garrett, is that
God.
Instagram?
It used to be 30. I don't know what happened. I started talking about Palestinians. I don't know what happened.
No, but that's a lot. I mean,
I've
that's
lost
huge.
people with my liberal ways.
But 28,000, Jim Jones only had 3,000.
Yeah, and then that's why I'm never going to give my followers a beverage of any kind.
And that's a
My
promise.
dad interviewed Jim Jones
You're
on
kidding
the radio,
me.
and he said he was like, I thought he was such an impressive guy.
No way.
Just a humanitarian. Everything he said about helping people, all of his goals. He's like, maybe I don't dislike religious people because that guy is really doing something. And within a year, the Jim Jones massacre happened.
Amazing.
And he's like, I guess I'll stay atheist and raise my son that way, he said.
I wish we could get your dad on this show. Can we?
Oh, he's great. He's way better at this than I am.
No, but I would love to can we maybe get him with
that'd
you?
be
Or
fun.
maybe I would love to talk to him.
He's been on my podcast a few times.
Oh, he
and,
has?
Just when I would visit home and drive around with him.
Amazing.
And so many people still are like, when are you having your dad back on? Because it's been a few years.
Wow.
But he's got that broadcast quality voice. So it just sounds like a better guest also.
No.
But he's very funny.
Very funny. But I can't believe that's kind of amazing. I have a
Jim
lot
Jones thing?
I have a lot of questions about Jim Jones.
Yeah. That's not a lot of followers.
What?
But with cults, you don't want too many.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're there, so.
Yeah. If you get more than that, you got to go from a cult to a religion. That's a higher tax bracket.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You want to stay cult level.
Okay. But I thought religions weren't taxed, or were they? I mean,
right.
Are churches taxed? No, they're not, are they? No.
Yeah, they aren't.
We need our own church, Chris.
You know, you don't have to pay property tax if you bury your family members on your property. That's what I learned from Vanilla Ice. He flips houses. And I looked it up. It's
hell
true.
out of here.
You can turn your property into a graveyard, I guess. If it's your family members, you don't have to pay property tax.
How many family members?
I don't know. I think Trump just did an ex-wife, and he did it for that reason.
Just one, maybe?
Ivanka, I don't know.
You're kidding me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it is golf club in New Jersey.
So he doesn't have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet she would hate that. I bet
Yeah.
she's melting in her grave.
Yeah.
God damn it.
If she's even in there, she's probably in an urn.
Yeah.
He just bought some dog bones and threw them on hole 9. Oh, man. That's all my dad talked about is how we've hated him since his cameo in Home Alone 2. But I've been too political today.
No, you haven't. You're wonderful.
Thanks.
Okay, I interrupted you. What's your site? Where do people go to find out where you're playing next?
ChrisFairbanks.com, Instagram, Chris_Fairbanks.
Do you
Twitter.
spell out underscore?
Yeah, and Chris Fairbanks, colon spelled out, and that's just some photos of the inside of my butthole.
Wait, but that's the fans only one.
Yeah, only fans.
I mean, only fans.
I call fans only.
I try to be
say
cool.
It on purpose.
Oh
I say fans
God.
only.
Only fans.
Fans only on purpose, so no one knows that I'm turning around and looking at pictures of their feet 5 minutes later. Oh, what's it? Fans only? Oh, I don't know. I've never seen your boobs. Pink toast. I've never seen. We just met. Yeah, everyone's on there. Just search a friend's name. You'll go see at least their feet.
I think my feet are really nice. We should be making money on my feet, don't you think?
Yeah.
You don't.
Look at these hands.
He doesn't even look at my feet anymore. We don't even have sex with my feet anymore.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your hands. Your hands are nice. Super nice.
Yeah, but yeah, if you look at my feet though, it looks like I just kicked a tree stump. They're gross. His toes look like ginger root. So I can't do any foot stuff.
All right. And thank you, Chris. You're the best. Chris Fairbanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's give him a what we thought would happen round of applause.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
I never know how to do this. I still don't know how to do this.
We're used to hearing a reaction.
Yeah.
Suna did a commercial last week with Lionel Richie, who was
amazing,
really sweet.
Yeah.
And after each take, on a set, they don't clap or say, "Good job, that was funny, you nailed it." They do the lines, and then everyone, okay, moving to, and it's Lionel Richie. No one was kissing his ass, and so he was like, "Was that good? I'm so used to an audience reaction." So Suna started going, "You nailed it, yeah, Lionel," and he's like, "Thanks." Okay, I feel good. Like they had a jokey thing.
I love
going back
that.
and forth.
That's
yeah, it really
sweet.
made me. Another thing that'll make you like him is not his music. Oddly enough,
I do like his music.
well, All Night Long's okay, but when he's hosting the Grammys, like a year they won a bunch of the Grammys, he hosted them, and then that night afterwards, got everyone to show up to do that "We Are the World" thing, and all these people showed up that like Michael Jackson, everyone, and then they were drunk. They had all just come from the same place, and they recorded that at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And people's voices were cracking, and some people were like nervous to be there. I don't know. We probably stopped recording, but watch that We Are the World
That's
thing.
so funny.
It'll make you love so many people that are in it. Like, I don't know. A lot of people are humble. Like, Bob Dylan was like, oh, fuck, I'm not, these are all actual, I'm not, he knows that he's not a traditionally good singer. Like, he's a folk singer.
Yeah.
And you could tell him and like Huey Lewis were like, oh, fuck, these people are like, they were really nervous.
Jeez.
It's interesting to see behind the scenes. And then it shows like Stevie Wonder got a new sound pedal or something, and he's holding Ray Charles's hands and like telling him about it and holding his hands.
Amazing.
And they zoom in on that, and I almost want to cry just thinking about it. It's so cool to see.
One of my favorite lyrics in We Are the World is, do they even know it's Christmas after all?
That's from Farm Aid.
That's not the same? Oh, fuck me.
No, I can be, yeah.
Wait. Farm Aid really sucks.
That's a good one.
Is that what your cat had?
Yeah.
Your cat had Farm Aids. Wait a second, but doesn't it start out We Are the World?
There's 2 different songs.
But they don't start out We Are the World?
I have no idea, but
I think they do. They both start out We Are the World, don't they?
Did I fuck up? We are the world. We are the children. No, and then
Oh, no, the Farm Aid is
they
saved.
know that I
Save
liked
the
the Christmas one was
world.
like that had like Duran Duran and every like new wave 80s person. That spoke to me at the time because it was like a few years later.
Oh, okay.
But We Are the World was the one that was like,
Okay, then maybe it was Save the World. But I remember
one was Feed the Children.
Yeah.
One was Save the World. And then they had the Willie Nelson and everyone do Farm Aid. And that was just.
So it wasn't Farm Aid. But I just remember, I feel like it was George Michael's anguished face. Do they even know it's Christmas after all?
Yeah, yeah.
Which not everybody celebrates Christmas, for one thing.
Exactly.
What I thought was kind of amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do
Do
they
they even know it's Christmas time at all? Yeah, that can be taken a lot of ways. Not like, do they even know it's Christmas?
No, but I mean, not everybody has these holidays is what
Right.
was amazing to me. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like a white jackass lyric
Yeah.
and
yeah.
so forth.
Yeah, maybe he feels bad about
Or a
having
privilege.
that hit Christmas song. Wham.
All right, I fucked it all
No,
up.
you didn't.
Yes, I did.
There's
Okay.
a very fun cover of that Comedy Death Ray did. Were you in that? Where they just had a bunch of comedians sing that song.
No, I'm never invited to those things.
I am not either. That was one of the last cool things I was invited to. But
All right.
it's a We Are the World cover. There's Sarah Silverman and people. And then I had a little part.
Damn it.
Yeah, that was the last cool thing I did.
Chris?
Yep.
You're at Chris_Fairbanks
On IG.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
So everybody is going to be at your next show
Yeah.
laughing like they did all during this podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yay.
It is.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you so much.